Hello there, and welcome to Constellation Clinic. How can I be of service to you today? You're interested in getting a little bit of information about skincare? And maybe a few medications to help you with some issues that you're having? Okay, that's no problem. I can certainly help you with that. Do you mind if I ask what species you are? Because different skincare products work best with various species, different, skin types, depending on exactly what you are. You're a chartreusian? Okay, I kind of thought so, but, didn't want to make any judgments, so, what would you say your age is, if you know what your age is, or if you're old enough that you were born before the Galactic Central Collective started collecting ages, can you estimate what your age would be? I know that chartreusians do tend to live for several thousand years, so, when you're going that long, it can be difficult to keep track of just how many years you've lived, especially being, all over the galaxy. Every solar system has its own calculations for a year, so just, estimate some galactic standard years. What would you say your age is? Okay. All right, and now you said you came in because you wanted some skincare info and maybe a few medications. So does that mean you've been having some problems? Okay, and what exactly might you have been experiencing that would have led you into our little shop today? Okay. All right, and if you don't mind my asking, what is your line of work? Because, various occupations throughout the galaxy can kind of wreak havoc, on the skin, and it helps to know what you do so we know what pollutants you're exposed to, things like that, certain abrasive substances that float around and affect the skin, bacteria, depending on what part of the galaxy that you're in. So it helps me to know all this so that I can better help you. Okay, and how long have you been doing that? Okay, and what did you do before that? Oh, okay, very interesting. And would you say that these skin conditions have been a problem for you for a long time, or just since you've switched over to the newer job? You didn't really notice it until you switched over to the newer job? Okay, yeah, it could be that your skin isn't liking the new things that it's exposed to, so we can certainly help you out with that. Now, do you do a lot of traveling, either for work or for pleasure? Because obviously, one side of the galaxy is not the same as the other side of the galaxy, so, frequently exposing your skin to different pressures and atmospheres and moisture content, things like that, can certainly wreak havoc upon it. So that can often happen when you're traveling, run through a lot of radiation out there and things like that. So you do a lot of traveling, both for work and for leisure. Okay, yeah, so I can kind of see why you're having some skin issues, but don't worry, we can certainly help you out with all of those. I'm just going to run back and grab a few products that I think might help with the issues that you're experiencing, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so I brought a few things. We're going to put together a little kit for you so that you can kind of start a skincare schedule that will help alleviate a lot of the irritation and other problems that you're experiencing. So the first thing I'm going to recommend this is our antibacterial lotion. And, when you're traveling to different areas throughout the galaxy, your skin is exposed to so many different kinds of bacteria and various unknown substances. And this lotion will act like a shield to prevent most of those bacteria from entering your skin. Obviously, we can't guarantee that it's going to protect you from everything, but it will protect you from the majority of galactic bacteria that you will come into contact with. No, this one, because you are a chartreuse, I chose one that's specifically formulated to not interact with your native planet's bacteria. Obviously, your biomakeup is somewhat dependent on the native bacteria on your planet, so you don't want to interrupt that nice balance. So this one will not interfere with that. All this is going to do is create a shield when you go traveling. You actually don't even have to use this one on your own planet. This is strictly for, space travel or visiting other planets, things like that, when you're exposed to some of the more foreign bacterias that your biomakeup isn't used to, because I think you're getting a lot of exposure from various bacteria in the galaxy that might be causing some of the problems that you're describing to me. So, yeah, just put this on anytime you leave your planet, and this should help shield you from some of those other foreign bacteria, okay? Okay. Now, this one, a little bit of a vanity product, but, as long as you're taking care of your skin, you might as well keep it beautiful as well. You mentioned that you had a little bit of discoloration occurring in your skin. So this is a color preservation toner, and this will really help bring out that bright green color of your skin. Again, all the stuff that you're exposed to when you travel around a lot throughout the galaxy can really dull that green and can give it almost even like a, just like a dingy greenish color. And, you really want that bright green to keep your skin looking best and healthy as well. So this is just, like I say, kind of an aesthetic thing, but obviously bright green skin is healthy green skin for a chartreusen. So just use this regularly, every few days. Yes, even on your own planet, because I think that you're being exposed to a lot even on your own planet that is kind of dulling the color of your skin. So going to see if we can bring that healthy glow back to you. So yeah, just use a little bit of this, like I say, every few days, and it should help regreen your skin a little bit. So definitely going to recommend that one. Now, this is a fortifying scale cream. Right, yes, as you might guess by the title. This will keep your scales nice and strong. You said that you were noticing that your scales were somewhat prone to cracking and breakage. Yeah, so this is really going to help strengthen them and not only make them stronger, but a little more flexible too. So, if you are hit with anything while you're at work, your scales are going to be a little more pliable while still being strengthened, so the impact isn't going to be as likely to crack them. And it's going to cut down on the scale shedding as well, because you said that some places you've noticed that your scales are shedding faster than they can be replaced. Yeah, so this is going to help with that as well. It's really an all-around scale fortifier, so again, it strengthens them and it makes them a little more resilient and flexible to deal with any, forceful hits that you might receive in your occupation. And then, again, it's going to increase the rate of renewal, of scale renewal. So it's just going to make your scales all around better. And then, of course, we've got the toner to enhance their green color, but this will really enhance the health of all of your scales, so you won't run into so much cracking, and because that can be really painful. I know one of my cousins has scales, so yeah, it can be really painful when they crack and break off. So we're going to try to help alleviate that for you. Just you want to use this at least once a day, I would say. Probably put it on every morning, and then you can just kind of gauge it throughout the day and see if you think you need more or not. You'll just kind of notice, your scales will feel a little more like they're going to chip or something. And if you happen to notice that, if you've been exposed to a lot that day, just put on another coating of this and, help get them in shape. And like I say, using it once a day is just going to have a residual effect, and it will actually get down into the scale so that you can, treat the problem at its source and really bring back that strong scale exterior. So now, this one here is an antenna cream that I'm going to recommend because obviously antennae are something that you always want to be flexible and pliable. It really does cut down your reception if they get stiff and can't turn the way you want them to. And using this cream on them is really going to help maintain that flexibility and pliability, so you don't have to worry about them getting stiff. You don't have to worry about them tearing if you're stretching your antenna one way or the other. So you're really going to notice results with this very quickly. There's a very effective serum from the third planet infused in this cream. You've heard of that. Yes, it absolutely lives up to the hype. It is every bit as effective as you've heard, which is why we carry it in this particular product. And I think you'll notice a difference right away. The skin on your antenna is going to be much more flexible, much more pliable. You're really going to be able to spin those antennae around every direction. And, that might even help you sense, impending toxins that might be affecting your skin as well. So, very important product. You can use this once a week, and you should definitely see results because it's very potent. And if you have any problems, just let me know. But I don't think that this is going to have a negative reaction with your bio makeup. If it does, let me know. And I do have an alternative product which will do the same thing. It's just not quite as effective, which is why we generally recommend this one. But again, I think your species is okay with it. We haven't had any reports of chartreusians reacting badly to it. There are a few species that don't do so well with it, but they're generally furry species. And since you don't have any fur, I think you're going to be just fine. But again, any problems, just let me know, and we'll find something that works better for your bio makeup, okay? Great. Now this is a very important one. Might be the most important product that I'm going to send home with you today. This is radiation shielding oil. And what this will do is it will shield your skin from all the various types of radiation. Yes, both on planet and off planet, because your skin is exposed to a lot of radiation every single day. Your home planet in particular gets a lot of radiation from your 3 suns, which causes your skin to absorb all that radiation, and that can really wreak havoc on it. And then, of course, if you're flying throughout the galaxy at all, which you said you do quite a bit of, you are exposing your skin to, all of those various background rays and everything. So it can really take a pretty heavy toll on the skin. So we definitely recommend this. This is an all-around radiation barrier, and it protects you from HEV light, near-infrared rays, intense UV rays, cosmic background microwave radiation. Like I said, it's really an all-round, and it should provide protection against pretty much every form of radiation. It should give you at least some protection. Obviously, it works as more of a shield against some than others, but again, pretty much every form of radiation is going to be less absorbed when you have this oil on your skin. And so I would recommend this as a twice daily product. So I'm going to give you a nice big bottle of it here. And yeah, twice a day. And I think you're going to notice very quickly that this will definitely have a very positive effect on your skin if you are diligent about using it twice a day, okay? So we're going to send that one home with you too. Now this one here, this one is going to also help with the problem you mentioned earlier about your scales not regrowing at the rate that you shed them. This is a regrowth spray, and I'm going to suggest that you use this about once a week. I wouldn't recommend using it any more than that. I know that people can get a little antsy, and want to speed up the regrowth process, but you can burn yourself if you use this too often because it is very potent. So I would say once a week, and you're probably really only going to want to use it on the areas where you notice your scales growing back slower than you'd like them to. So obviously you said that your slow-growing scales are not an issue on your entire body, so I would just use this on the places that you notice that problem, and just spray it on those trouble areas about once a week, and it's going to really enhance the regrowth of the scales. Obviously, the fortifying cream will do that as well, but this will just kind of kickstart it even more. And again, we ask that you don't go past the once a week prescription and only spray it on the needed areas as well. But then I think you'll notice, in a few weeks, you'll notice that your rate of scale regrowth will be matching your rate of scale shedding a little better. So we'll send that one home with you, and once a week you should be good with that. So now this is an adaptive skin barrier gel, and what this is going to do is it's going to help your skin adapt to whatever environment you find yourself in. So this will regulate, high pressure, low pressure, moisture content, additional hydration, less hydration. It will deal with the pollution in various environments, a little bit of an anti-pollution gel, and you're going to want to use this one regularly as well because, just given your line of work, even on your home planet, you're experiencing different levels of pressure and moisture and obviously a lot of pollution on a daily basis. So I would recommend using this once a day. Put it on first thing in the morning, and then you can go about your day and not have to worry about it. What was that? Oh, I would recommend probably putting this on as the very last thing that you put on. Yeah, I should probably tell you what order to put these products on. Let's see, I would say that you'll want to start with the color preservation toner, and then the scale fortifying cream, the growth spray, the antenna cream, the balm that I'm going to show you in just a minute, the radiation shielding oil, and then this. Basically, if you do the antibacterial and the toner first, the rest of them don't really matter. You can kind of do them in any order, and then use this last. I do have one more product I'm going to send home with you, and you want to put this on after that as well, because it just creates kind of a final shield, and since it is the adaptive one, you don't want other products over it to interfere with its work. So yeah, just put this one on last, and again, once a day, put it on last, and I think you're going to see some really good results because it's very intuitive. It will adapt to whatever environment you're in to help protect your skin, okay? Okay, so now this one is a molecular repair balm that I want to send home with you. And this one is mostly for traveling. So when you're doing a lot of traveling, you'll probably want to use this once a day whenever you're cruising through the galaxy. And what this will do is it will heal any skin damage caused by rapid atmospheric changes or anything else involved in space travel. This can really wreak havoc on the skin. And so if you just use this once a day whenever you're traveling, you're going to give your skin a nice little barrier, kind of a fighting chance against the rigors of space travel. So again, just a traveling one, not something that you have to use every day, okay? Okay, now, in this jar is the last product that I'm going to send home with you today. Yes, it's completely clear, and it's weightless as well, which makes it great to wear. This is actually an oxygenating mask that will adapt to high oxygen or low oxygen environments, depending on what your skin is used to. And so anytime you're going to go somewhere that's outside of your home planet's normal oxygen range, I would recommend taking a little bit of this goo and making a mask out of it and leave it on for 4 to 5 hours, and that will just give your skin the appropriate amount of oxygen, whether it's to add more or take some out depending on the oxygen environment that you're in. Too much oxygen and moisture can be just as bad as too little, particularly for chartreusins with your scales. So anytime that you're traveling, just make sure that this gets packed in your little travel bag, and like I say, make a mask out of it, leave it on for 4 to 5 hours, and it will do a lot for your skin. So I think that's everything that I can think of that you would need for right now. This should take care of pretty much everything that you've mentioned to me. And if you end up having any more problems, or like I say, bad reactions to any of the products, just come on back and we'll find you replacement products or better products, whatever, if these aren't working for you. And if you end up with any other skin problems, just come back. We can always give you a full examination. I know you said you were in a hurry, so I just kind of gave you, the quick, visual examination, but we can do a very comprehensive examination if your skin problems don't clear up with this, okay? Okay, well, I hope that everything works out, but if it doesn't, feel free to let me know, and we'll get you all squared away, okay? So, enjoy the rest of your day. Happy flying.